Hello guys, welcome to the another video. Um, Many of you have been asked to upload a video about the online application. First of all, I should apologize for the late. I was quite busy with my study and everything. So guys, here we are. I think this is the perfect time to apply in the June, because most of the university session will be started in September. So usually you should get you should apply at least 1.5 or 2 months before, and online application is quite faster than the regular application submitting physically. So I think June is the best time to apply. Anyway, let's start. It's quite simple actually. What we need to do, we need to go to the Migrationsverket website. If you don't know what's Migrationsverket website, just Google it and write Migration Verkets, as you can see already there, and you will find this one. Of course, in the beginning it will be in the Swedish language. Let us change to English. Okay, what we need to do first, let us see where we are. We are talking about studying in Sweden, isn't it? So let's click there, and where you want to study. Yeah, there's different levels of study, like universities, university colleges, upper secondary, other types. So we should choose the university and university college for the students for the bachelor and master's program. So we can see that there is some sub-menus like how to apply after a decision has been made, permit. So in the beginning we will be concentrating on the how to apply. Let me click there. Now we find there is two columns actually. One is how to apply, another one is the forms. Forms is actually if you don't want to apply online, you want to submit the form physical way. So in that case you need to download these forms. Let me just click there and make sure that you have two languages, but this is for the citizen of countries outside. Okay, this is for the non-European students. This is application for residence permit for students and doctoral students. Application for residence permit to seek employment. Okay, so this is the one we are looking for. Let me click on the English one. So here it is. Yeah, we can see that application for residence actually is quite similar to the online one. We will go through that one, but let me just look through it so that we know what we need in the beginning. Okay, application for residence permit for students and doctoral students. This form is to be used by anyone who is applying for a permit to study in Sweden. It should also be used if you are a doctoral student and want to apply for a permanent residence permit. By the way, if you study for 4 years as a PhD student, you can get a permanent residence. So this sentence meaning that one. Most applicants will be required to pay an application fee for the residence. Okay, this one I'm applying for. You need to choose between. So you can actually fill this form in your computer. You can download it, and then you can see. You can just click on it, and it's filled up. So for example, we will do a residence permit for studies in university or college. So first one should be chosen. And is it your first time application? Yes. If it's not, like if you extending, if you are already in Sweden, you are done with 1 year study, and then you need to extend your visa. In that case, you will choose the second one, extension of permit. So for now, it will be first one. Yeah, you can uncheck the box by click again, and then you have some personal information, passport information, latest address in Sweden, and previous contacts, visits to Sweden if you have any, previous visit to Schengen states if you have any, husband's wife, partner, personal data if you have any, children if you have any, parents of course you have, I think, or you had, so you need to fill this up, siblings if you have any, co-applicants. Co-applicants is the one like maybe your family is accompanying you, or your partner, or children. In that case you need to do that. Relatives in Sweden, if you have any relatives, you can put it here. no problem at all. Further information, if you want to let migration board something more than the application contains, then use this one. Send notice of decision to where you want this one. Usually it should be embassy or consulate, not address in Sweden. Address in Sweden is only when you extend for visa extension. So you are already in Sweden, then you of course need the one to be sent to your Swedish address. Don't forget to enclose. Here you need to signature, and there is the enclosures. You need to. Oh, there is some question here. First time application. If it's a first time application, personal data, previous study. This is all about study. You already got admission and offer letter, so you will need to fill it out. Support during, this is the bank statement, or if you got a scholarship, as a scholarship or some other kind of travel grant, or even if you have some, let's say, tuition fee waiver, so you need to enclose those information here. Okay, documents to be enclosed. Copy of passport, of course, certificate of acceptance, that is the offer letter. Actually, in Sweden University, they don't send any offer letter to anyone, except the fact that when you log into your page in the universityadmissions.sc, you can download the selection of notification results. That is the final one. So that's enough. That is the, you can call it offer letter. Questionnaire B. This is application for prolongation, surname, studies in Sweden. Yeah, it's for the person who are prolonging it or extending it. So this is actually if you are applying offline, that is not online. You are just download these forms and fill them up, attach all the required documents, everything is clearly mentioned there, and just you can send it to the Swedish embassy in your country, and that's all. Now let us see if we apply online. Actually it's quite similar, but there is some steps to go through. So let me see. Okay, we have been in the forms when we supposed to apply offline. Now how to apply? We go back to how to apply because we want to apply online. So we can see that there are some steps, 7 steps to apply online. Number 1, you have received a letter of acceptance that we have been talked about, that you have offer letter. Pay the tuition fee, you already have paid the tuition fee, or if you got a scholarship, you don't need to do that. Fill out an application, that is what we need to do online. And when you fill up the application, you need to pay the application fee. By the way, you need to pay this fee regardless of you applying online, offline, or however. The Swedish Migration Agency process the application. So when you finish your application, actually what you need to do is until step 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you have nothing to do with the step 5, 6, and 7, because this is just the process how you do it, and then they take a decision and they will call you. You need to visit the embassy or consulate, and then you receive the decision. So when actually they call you, they want to take your fingerprints and the biometrics information. That's all. So let's start. Before we begin the application, one more thing I need to specify here is that we are not going through the online application step by step because of the fact that we actually cannot leave any page blank in the meantime, and it's a long process. I need to fill up all the personal information and the admission information, contact information, and all those things. And those are the things that I have just showed you in the application form that I have just downloaded. So I will go through the process, how you can register yourself to apply online, how you can start application and everything. You just need to fill the information by yourself, that's all. But I'm going to show you, we are going to discuss more about those things so that we don't have any confusion how to fill up these things and how to enclose those things and all that stuff. So no worries. Begin application. We click there. Okay, what he's asking from me, actually I need to register as a user in order to make an application for a student permitting student as a student. It's because it's like that you remember that you have applied to different universities using the universityadmission.sc, where you can check your application, get the admission notification message and all this stuff. Migration Board has the similar process here. As we can see, when you register yourself by your name and email address, actually you will have an access to this system so that you can check online. So you don't need to call every time or visit the embassy every time and to see that when I get a decision, when you don't need to be stressful. You can just log into your system and you can see. So I think quite good one. So you have an email address, I hope, and I suggest you to use the same email address you have been used for the universityadmission.sc, so that you have everything in the same place. But no problem if you use a different email address. But in that case, maybe you need to open different emails all the time. So I prefer using one most of the time for this purpose. So let me fill up email address. Actually I cannot use my old because I am registered myself by one. So let me use a new email, and 4924, and of course I accept these terms. Register user. Yeah, your user account has been registered. You are now registered as the user of the Swedish Migration Agency online service. Login details have been sent to the email. So now I need to go to the email so that I can. Okay. Okay. Login details. Hopefully I get something. Yes, this is the login details. Welcome as the user. Okay, this is the username. As you can see, please don't copy paste my username email. Close window. Okay, where shall I copy it? To open the electronic, actually they give us the link to open it again. Okay, username, paste there, and password. This is really secured password, very long one. Okay, now login. Now first thing you need to do is to change the password, of course, because the password they gave us was 1000 letters long. So just choose something. I don't know if they have any validation control to use more than one. Okay, make your password 6 characters long, or use mixed case letter, use more than one digit, use more than one special character. Okay, so okay, temporary password. Temporary password should be the one we just use. We just got to let you copy it. Put it there, and the new password, it should be very long and a special character and upper letter and lower case, and oh my god. Okay, okay, let us see. Change password and continue. Okay, it's done actually. So when we done with the registration thing and all the stuff, right now as you can see that I'm logged in as my name, and I have a logout option here. So what you can do is that you don't need to apply at the same time. You can continue, and then you can always save your information that you have write down, and you can log out, and later on you can log in again. But I hope that when you are doing these things, you have all the necessary information with you, like passports and especially the siblings, date of birth and things like that, so that you know when, who born, where. I mean, yeah, it's quite strange, but it's important to know all those things. And now we can see that in the first page we are in the kind of studies, is it a new application or extension. That is the same we are doing in the application form. So now I will move back to the application form, and then we will go step by step. For example, if we click next here, new application, and then we see the same thing, the personal information, those things. I cannot leave this place blank, and I don't want to fill all this information. That is just unnecessary, I think. So we can continue from here. We can move to the form, and as we have already discussed, these are the some pages, online pages, just in the same places. So yeah, it will be, I'm applying for the first time, so it will be a residence permit for studies. It should be first time application. And personal data, you already know, you have to write the surname, citizenship, given names in full, citizenship at birth. If you, the field, you need to fill up all the field. That is most important. You need to remember is that you cannot leave field blank. What you can do is not applicable. You can just write not applicable in different cases when it's not applicable for yourself. Quite simple. So date of birth, and you need to follow the pattern, year, month and day, and sex, male, female. Co-applicants, if you have any, like if you are a partner or wife or husband or children applying, you need to say yes, otherwise no. Place of birth, the city actually, country of birth, mother tongue, marital status, those things. And passport, national passport, other passport. Most of the time it should be national passport, and the passport number, passport issued by the authority, and date of issue, date of expiry, restricted right to return to the country of original. No, actually in most cases. If yes, you have to give the details. Permission to reside in another country, if you have any, yes. Latest address in your country, that is the current address. So be sure that that is your current address, where you want to get the decision, any letters and all the stuff. Post, city, town, email address, that is the most important one, because usually migration board, they don't send any papers or letters, they just contact through mail most of the time, or by phone. So make sure that your phone is on all the time after you have been applied, so that you don't miss any call from migration board. Address in Sweden, this is actually sometimes it can be that you it's the accommodation you managed before you even coming here. So if you have any accommodation managed, you can write this here. Otherwise, in most cases, you can also use the university address. So you just need to write a letter to your university coordinator or student, and then ask things about that. Or online you can get the address, you can just put it there. Or if you have any relatives in Sweden, you can put their address as well. Previous contacts with visit to Sweden. Have you previously applied for a visit or residence permit to Sweden? If yes, you need to specify. If not, not. Have you previously visited Sweden? Latest visit to Sweden from until. So those are the facts. It's quite simple to understand. Previous visit to Schengen country. If you have visited other Schengen states like any other country, not only Sweden, then you need to specify it here. Husband, wife, partner. This is important. Doesn't matter they are coming with you or not. You need to write here, and you need to be very careful when filling up these things, because it's quite often that people apply as a single applicant, and maybe after 1 year or few years, if you're lucky and you want to stay in Sweden, and then you want to apply for your wife or husband or children, and it's quite it will be a big problem if their name or date of birth or something just doesn't match, because this information will be in their database, and when you apply for your partner, they will match it, try to find it out. And if it's something wrong, let's say your partner date of birth, you write it wrong, but his or her passport's date of birth is different, then you get problem. So be sure that you have all the information of your partner or children when you filling up this form. So these are the name, citizenship, address, the same things. Children, if you have any, you need to fill up these things, and as I mentioned that you always need to fill up these things, although they are not applying with you to come to Sweden right now. This is parents' information, that is also important. Take their passport, or if they don't have any passport, make sure that they have the same birthday as you writing here, officially at least. Siblings, that I was mentioned earlier, that siblings information, that is also important. I mean, never know, maybe in future you need to submit those information again. So be careful filling up these forms. So this is the siblings, brother, sister, or if you have any. Co-applicants, now coming to the point, if your partners or someone, you need to write their own. As we can see that co-applicants must submit applications of their own. This is actually you are writing in your application, you are applying and you are writing their information, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they don't need to apply. They need to apply with themselves, but they also write you as their co-applicant. So this is the co-applicant's information. Relatives in Sweden, if you have any, otherwise you can write not applicable, NA. Having relatives in Sweden is good because you can use their address, as we can see in this address form, address in Sweden. Here you can write their address, or it can be your cousin or any kinds of relatives. That's fine. Further information, if you want to give, sometimes maybe you want to tell something that is not mentioned here, I don't know, but just leave it blank, not applicable you can write or something, yeah. Then send notice to decision to where you want to get this decision. Embassy or consulate if you reside outside Sweden. So you need to select this form, state the embassy or consulate, that is you need to write the embassy name that is in your country. Address in Sweden if you reside in Sweden, so it should be also not applicable if you are not residing in Sweden. Don't forget to enclose the appendix together with the application. Here you need to signature, place and date, and the signature here. Appendix, this is the questionnaire A, first time application, personal data, it's coming the citizenship and things like that. Why this one is actually, this is about the first form we have filled up, that was about more like applications for the recipient, personal information, passport information, partner, all those things. And now we are coming to the point where we give information about the study and all this stuff. So previous studies, education up to and including upper secondary school level, so you need to write them here, number of years, graduation year, university, college, the name of the university and number of years, graduation year. There is many fields you can see, you can fill up 2, 3 or more. Vocational training, if you have any previous employer, most of the people might have some work experience, so don't forget to include it if you already included in the SI scholarship applications. So remember that one, because you might not get the SI scholarship, but you already mentioned that you were working on something, so you need to fill it. You need to fill up the intended study in student, that is the program you are applying and you got admission. So intended study in student, educational establishment, institute in which I have been accepted, so you need to write the name of the university, like Stockholm University or Lund University or whatever it is. Address of a school institution, of course you will find it in the university website, so always follow the university website and write the address of the school or the institution. Course program name, that is the name, exactly the name of the program that is written on the website, as well as on your notification letter, that is the admission letter, we can say. Contact person, now contact person is sometimes it's confused to get the contact person number. what you can use in that case, that most of the time after getting the admission in a Swedish university, they sent you a lot of emails. I hope you got a lot of emails about residence permit, about your program, about accommodations. Usually university contact you most of the time and give, and in those emails there is some contact person who always send you an email, so you can just get their email address, get their name and everything and use it here. If you don't get anything like that, or if you get different emails from different persons, what you can do is just go to university website, go to the program you are applying, and then in all of the university website, they have the contact person names in that pages. So just use that name. It's just official contact person, so it's not a big deal. And of course the email address. The course program will run from until. So we know that the master's program, for example, can be 1 year or 2 years, and if it's a bachelor it will be 3 years. So in that case you have to tell the program duration, not the visa duration. So remember it. Usually when you apply for a residence permit, you will get visa for only 1 year, even though your program is 2 years. You always get visa for 1 year, and then you need to extend it after that one. So now we are talking about the program duration, not the visa duration. So don't be confused here. Write the program. If it's a 3-year program, write here from 2016 to 2019. If it's a 2-year program, 2016 to 18, or if it's a 1-year program, 2016 to 17. But make sure that these programs are, for example, a 1-year program, actually it's not 1 year, it's 10 months program. So in that case you will get a visa for 10 months actually, because we have 2 months summer vacation. And for 1 year program, yeah, most people get problem with the person number and those stuff, and you also need to have what is called the insurance, because your visa will be less than a year. So anyway, you need to specify here. I have chosen the course of studies because state the benefits you expect to derive from your studies. Now this is very important. I think you already remember that you supposed to write a motivation letter for the university admissions, for the program admission, and in that case you use lot of things, and Migration Board has access to those things, or if the case officer thinks that something I need to check, they can get it. So be careful of what you telling to them, and don't be confused here and there. So you shouldn't write something here and something else there. So when you're writing something, because you have your own intention, so be clear and specify what is your intention and what you want to be after this program, what you want to do, what is your motivation, all those stuff here. So I have chosen this course of studies because you need to add those things from the motivation letter when you are applying to this program, and then you need to add something else like state the benefits you expect. So first you write the motivation and then you write the benefits. Let's say after completing this program, I hope to get a good career in good job, or I want to return my country and work in this field, or whatever. So this is what they want to know, and this is actually quite important part. Your case officer will not look that much on your personal information and those things, but your case officer will look at your intentions of the study. I can promise you. So so you need to be specific in these things. Okay. So we are in page 3, I guess. Where we are? Okay, let me find it. personal data extension. Okay, we have done this part. Husband, wife, partner, children, parents, siblings. We put it, co-applicants, relatives in Sweden for the information. Okay, we are in the questionnaire A. Okay, and then how did you find out about this university place of study? Yeah, right, how you find it out? Online, forum, education fair, university admissions, or even you can write the university website itself. So, yeah, you need to write it down. How do you expect to arrange your accommodation student? This is very important as well. As I already mentioned that if you already have an accommodation managed, you can write it down. Most of the time, university provides you the accommodation if you are scholarship students or things like that. Some university have their own accommodation. So if you already manage, write it down. Or if you have any relatives and you intend to live with them, so write it down here. Or if you haven't managed anything, you need to show the intention that you will be able to do that. You have friends, maybe they have managed or something. Yeah. Do you plan to undertake any other studies in Sweden? I guess no, because you will be busy with your program. But if yes, let's say maybe you want to learn Swedish language. So you can write yes, and then you can write here that I want to study Swedish language course. It will be a course. You cannot take two programs at the same time. And most of the international program has a Swedish course as a extra course. So you can specify here, or you can just write no. How long do you expect to your total period of study in Sweden to last? This should be the same as the program duration. You have a program of 1 year and you cannot say I will do it in 2 years. Then they will not gonna give you the visa. Trust me, because they want you to be a real student and study and nothing else. Okay. When do you expect to leave Sweden? Yeah, that when I finish my study, I'll leave it. As soon as I got my certificate, I'll leave it. No problem. So you just write after 1 week or 1 month, after 2 months of your program finished, so you can do that. Support during the entire planned study period. Okay, this is very important. How you support yourself? Scholarship, for example, SI and all those things, they don't need to care about anything else. Just write the scholarship. This is for doctoral students, so not for you. Other way, okay, my own money. Okay, if you pay yourself the tuition fees and everything, remember that you need to certify your bank statement in that case. Other way, for example, study allowance abroad, provide a full account of how you will support yourself and enclose document confirming your information. Note that the Swedish Migration Service does not accept persons or companies as sponsor. This is very important. Many countries have sponsorship ships, and then they ask people ask us how can I show the infrastructure. In Sweden it doesn't work. Either you have money or the school provide you something, or you have a scholarship, or yes, so remember that thing. So this is the support during the entire planned study. Every month I will have at my disposal state the amount of money and currency. So this is just approximate. Let's say I think Migration Board want you to have 8,100 per month for living expenses. So it should be around something like that. Yeah. Plans for the future. So what is your future plan? What do you plan do after you have completed the course of studies which you have been? Continue to study. Okay. Do you want to continue study? I don't know. If you want to continue study, you can put it. Okay, just remember that you need to state what you will study. So you need to state the program, specific program, and the school and everything. Yeah, and then in which country do you want to study? If you want to study in the Sweden, you can specify the name or some other country. Work. So if you want to work after study, then you need to state in which country you want to plan to work and things like that. Other is that state other that what is your future plan. I don't know, but usually what it can be like, I want to continue study. In that case, in which country, you can say in your own country. So it will be like, I will continue, I will do my study here in Sweden, and then I will leave Sweden and I will continue in other country or in your country. So this is the things that you can still say that I will continue, and even it can be work as well. You can just write that I actually want to work because I want to complete the study and then I want to come back to my country and I will work. So in which country do you plan to work? You just write your own country name. So it makes sense. So I guess most of the time it will be work. But if you're doing a bachelor, maybe you can write for a master. But if you are doing a master's, I don't know if you want to do some higher study like more masters or PhD study. It's up to you. And if it's other, it can be. I don't see any other right now. Okay, other information. This is the things that if you have anything to tell to the migration board that is not mentioned here in any field or pages. So sometimes actually we have something to say, and then this is the things. Sometimes it can be like that people have some strange problems, like in my passport I have MD without dot, but in certificate I have dot. So things like that. If you are confused in something and you want to be very sure that you don't want to make migrants confused, then you can just state here some problem that you are not actually responsible for those things. So we are done with the application actually. What left is to submit the application, submit button, and don't forget to enclose these documents they should be translated into English if they are not already in English. So what you need to enclose: copy of passport, of course, showing that the personal information, certificate of acceptance, that is you need to download the PDF from the university.sc, the second notification of selection result, and enclose it here. Certificate showing that you have comprehensive health insurance valid in Sweden. That applies if you have a 1-year program. As I already said, that if it's 1 year, it should be 10-month visa, and then you need to have a health insurance, and of course you need to make insurance from some insurance company which will cover all the time then you expect to be stay in Sweden. A bank statement confirming that you have funds to support yourself. You should also include a certificate from the central bank or equivalent showing that you have a permit to remove money from the country if such a certificate is required. Okay, this is because for some country people cannot carry money while traveling to other country. I mean a bigger amount. In that case you need it, but I think it's not important right now. So what you need is the bank statement. Of course, if you don't get a scholarship, in that case you need a bank statement. Otherwise, usually the scholarship authority will provide all the financial support to you. As we can see that it's a document showing that you have been awarded a scholarship, study allowance, salary or similar of the details amount and the period during which you will be in receipt of the money. Another thing is that some students may get not the scholarship but the tuition fee waiver from the university. You need to enclose that one as well, so that when you show money in your bank account, you will only require to show the amount that is for living expenses, not for the tuition fee, because you are not going to pay the tuition fee. So that's all. We can see the questionnaire bit, that is for the prolongation, you don't require it. That was all about the online applications. The most important thing, how you create the account, and as I said earlier, that you can log into your system and see if any decision has been made. You can go to Migration Board website and see it. Let me show you very quickly how to do that. Migration Worket. If you go to Migration Worket's website and to English, and then you can see, let me check somewhere. Yes, your application. Check your application. You can check your application. Let me click on that, and that you can see with login or without login. Even you can take it without login, and because you will be given when you submit your online application, you will be given a check number. A number you will be given, and you just put that number here and you will find it. When you click search, and then you will see here that it's appeared that if the decision is pending or a decision has been made or whatsoever. So it's quite simple. The only thing you need to do is that you need to be very careful writing the correct information in the correct fields and enclosing the required documents. So that's all, guys, and hope it will help you, and good luck with your applications. We see you next time. Bye.